Alright friends, it's time for another day in the life and how I manage my day. This time I'm going to be working night shifts and I'm following the 17-7 eating and fasting windows. I haven't done a night shift video yet, so come along with me. I'll be sharing my entire routine from when I wake up, what I do when I first wake up, to the meals that I have throughout my day and my night, and how I close my window before I go to bed. So we've got a lot to cover and we've got a great night ahead, so let's go.
It's time to share another typical day of fasting with you. Today, in video 16, I'm giving you a little behind-the-scenes sneak peek of my typical day, as well as the meals and hydration I follow when I'm doing a 17-7 fasting schedule. So in this lesson, we're going to cover what my typical routine looks like when I'm following 17-7, so 17 hours of fasting and 7 hours of eating, and when I'm working night shift. I'm going to share how I space my hydration and how I fit exercise into my day. And I'll also be sharing typical meals, snacks, and desserts that I eat for sustained energy. Because I'm in the middle of working a string of nights, I try to keep myself on the nocturnal schedule until I go back to day shift at the end of this week. Otherwise, my body is just all confused and I am miserable. So as part of this night shift routine, I take sleep very seriously. I do full-on earplugs at night, I wear an eye mask, I have blackout curtains, and I turn on a white noise machine. My goal is to sleep until at least 4 p.m. most days. Some days I can only make it till about 3 p.m., but I try to stay in bed till at least 4 p.m. just resting. So what does my routine look like? So around 4 p.m. I wake up. Between 4:15 and 4:45 I do a workout. So either maybe a quick yoga or a stretching workout, or if the weather's nice, I'll go for a quick jog around the neighborhood. By 5 p.m. I'm back, ready to jump in the shower and get ready for work. By 5:35 I'm in the kitchen preparing my meals for the day, packing snacks, and making sure my work bag is ready to go. And by 6:15 I have to be out the door for work because traffic is a nightmare.
Hey friend, Editing D here. You might be wondering why I choose to work out before I begin my night shifts instead of waiting till I get home in the morning and working out before I go to bed for the day. So I'm going to pop some information in the next couple of slides and explain that to you and why I chose to do that.
I found that when I tried to work out at the end of my shift, so in the morning around 8 a.m. or later, I ended up way too energized or wired to sleep, and it sabotaged my routine. So studies show that going to bed with an elevated core temperature from a workout before bed may make it hard to sleep, because it takes about 3 hours from the time of a workout for the stress hormones and the stress response released during a workout to stabilize and decrease. These same stress hormones stop melatonin production, so your sleep hormone production. I also like to have my second meal of the day after I get home. And working out would leave no time for a meal before my eating window closes, or would force me to work out too close to having eaten, and I might end up with a stomach upset. I like to work out when I wake up to prepare for my shift. So hopefully my mind is making the connection. We wake up, we work out, and then we go to work. The workout is a signal that starts my day. So let's talk about hydration. How I hydrate throughout my morning is super similar to my routine from day shift. I wake up, drink a glass of water first thing, do my workout, and if possible, hydrate during the workout. I hydrate right after, and I also have a glass of water before I get in the shower, and another glass while I'm getting ready for the day. I head out the door by 6:15 because of evening traffic, and I make sure to always either have a green tea or an herbal tea prepared for my commute. So let's talk about meals and timing. I usually wait till there's a slowdown in my evening before breaking my fast. I've seen and assessed all my patients, passed whatever meds are due, cleared the orders, and documented it as much as possible. That's provided it's a smooth night, there aren't any codes, and there's no surprise admissions. So by now it's usually around 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm hungry and I'm ready to eat. So occasionally if I get hungry before this time, I'll have my coffee with cream and dirty fast. And I love breakfast no matter what time of day. So I usually make my first meal of the day breakfasty. I also find that on working nights, eating my first meal as a breakfast item is another way to signal to my brain and my body that it's the start of my day. Today's breakfast is rolled oats oatmeal with a scoop of protein powder mixed in. I like to top this with some crushed walnuts, cashews, some goji berries, and a little shredded coconut. If I have time or if I'm still hungry, I might have a banana with some almond butter. For beverages, I'll either have water, sparkling water, or even a coffee. And don't forget, take your vitamins or supplements when your eating window is open. Some of my favorite snacks to have, usually between 4 and 5 a.m., are half of an avocado, veggies with hummus or some other type of dip, a handful of granola. And if I didn't eat it at my first meal, I'll have that banana with almond butter. I try to limit my caffeine on nights, so I try to stick with water or sparkling water. But to be honest, as I get into that third or fourth shift, sometimes I need a second cup of coffee during that snack time to help me just power through the rest of my shift. Dinner time. I usually wait until I get home to have my last meal before closing my eating window. I've tried to eat during the end of my shift, but I find that's precisely when you get an admission from the ED, some sort of post-op from the OR, or you get a surprise code. So I purposely plan to eat after I get home, usually around 8 or 9 a.m. So tonight on the menu is salmon and steamed veggies with a side of quinoa. Sometimes I'll alternate with a small baked sweet potato, and definitely always a side salad. For beverages, there's water and the occasional glass of wine, or even a vodka soda if it was that kind of a day. I also make sure I take all of my evening supplements with my last meal. Desserts. Desserts are optional, but some days I have dessert and I like to have it before my window closes. So some great options are whipped cream and berries, dark chocolate squares, or even a frozen yogurt bar. Then I wind down and prepare for bed. I turn on some relaxing music, enjoy a cup of herbal nighttime tea, I love chamomile tea, and I try to avoid electronics or any social media. Then, after my food digests, I do some light foam rolling or stretching, and then a progressive muscle sequence and a little quick journaling before I climb into bed. It's usually around 10 a.m. This still allows me to get around 7 hours of sleep before I wake up and do it all over again. All right, so there you have it, a snapshot of my meals for the day on a typical day of 17/7 fasting when I'm working night shifts. It's just a friendly reminder, this is not meant to be a definitive guide, but hopefully it gives you an idea of how I structure my meals for optimal nutrition and keep my energy levels sustained throughout a busy night shift. As always, be sure to listen to your body's cues about hunger, fullness, and hydration.
All right, friends, so there you have it. That is how I structure my nights when I'm working night shift, the times I wake up, the times I go to bed, how I structure my meals, and what I'm eating for my meals during those times. So I hope getting to see me do the 17/7 eating and fasting window during a night shift was super helpful. As always, this is just a snapshot of my night. Not every single night looks exactly the same, but it's basically the times are about the same and the meals are similar. So hopefully this was helpful for you. As always, thank you so very much for watching my videos. If you like this type of content, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more and so we can spread it to more people. If you like what I'm posting, consider subscribing. Any questions that you have or any comments that you have, please leave them below. So let me know what's on your mind.
Aww.